Good morning. This is Lori from the Paint Girly channel, and I'm just going to get my mouse out of the way because it's giving me a little bit of trouble this morning. Good morning to any and all who may be coming in and who may be watching the replay. I woke up not too good afternoon, Janet. Oh, Janet, I'm like an infant. I mean, I've got to get my sleep pattern in order. I am just a mess. So I was up around 4 o'clock this morning playing a game until I think 6, and then finally fell back to sleep. So I just woke up a little while ago. So I can say that I am prepared, but I really didn't have an idea. Well, I did kind of have an idea. How are you, Miss Janet? I hope you had a good morning. This is afternoon for you, right? So I've got my coffee. And I didn't see Mary on, so I don't know if she was on this morning and cut out early, or I didn't have time to check. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Gail. So I've been wanting to do this. Some more folks get in here. I'll explain what I'm doing here. But I wanted to get my notice up, so I just named the stream. I have no idea. I just woke up because that was true. Hey, good morning, Marty. Marty, I can't believe you're awake. Oh my gosh. My husband came home, and then I put Zena back on after he went to bed, and then I fell asleep in my chair. And Gail, how's your sister? How's she feeling? Gail has to go to the chiropractor. Cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, or attempt to do, is I've been working in the evenings when I sit down in my comfy chair to finish coloring some of these little gals in the Wild Colorage coloring books. Who says I'm awake? This book here, well, I have 3 of them, by Emanuela Colon, I guess you'd say Colon, Colin. And I've been working on coloring these on and off. I'm a little ADD, so I get a little bored, or I get frustrated with what I'm doing, or it's not going the way I want it to, and then I skip around in the books. No biggie. But of late, I've wanted to come back to some of these and finish them up as far as the coloring goes, or try to fix, something that doesn't look quite right. So that's what I've been working on in the evenings. And now I want to do backgrounds. So some of these have the backgrounds. Well, maybe there might be one that I would say is completely finished. But I'm going to explore some different backgrounds ideas. Good morning, Barbara. Nice to see you. So these are in that little flip up kind of book. So the top is perforated. So I thought instead of messing with them with that, I'll just trim that off quickly. Now, certainly I'm not going to get to all of these, but I thought, well, I have a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and trim the top off of these. So hubby's at the doctor early this morning for a regular checkup, and then he's going to come home, and he's got to take our little Bella to the vet. She's having more and more issues, so we've got to have her checked out. Now I think this one's pretty much done, but I'm going to come back in here and do either some stamping, I think, or some collaging. We'll see. We'll see. And then when these are done, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, whether I'm going to find a book to put them in or somehow latch them together or just put them in a folder. Not sure. The jury's still out. Yes, I colored these. So we'll do a walkthrough in a minute. Let me get, I think I do have more of, I have a third book, but I don't know what I do with my third book. I'm sure I have some finished in that book as well, but I'm not quite sure where I stashed that one. That could be out by my comfy chair. Hey, Kimberly. I just said Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly. Nice to see you. There's no cake. Is Barbara slacking off? She didn't make us any cake. Oh, brother. Back to bed for me. No cake. All right, so these little gals kind of have some nature around them. This one I'm not crazy about because I'm not crazy about how I did the pansies. But I think I'm done fussing with it. So she's open for a background. This little gal reminds me of my niece, Caitlin. Let me just point out all my flaws. This one, her dark skin tone is hard to do, at least for me. And I didn't really do any research. I just was sitting at my chair and just thought, you should be able to do this. So she's very grainy. And I know somewhere I have mineral spirits. I am hesitant to put baby oil on it because I just don't know how that's going to work out. But see, I still need to do her eyelashes. So I might do, if I get to her today, I might do that. I know, right, Kimberly? They're adorable. These cute little faces. Not crazy about these flowers because see, the outside lines are so harsh. Okay, Barbara says Kimberly 557. I believe Janet was referencing a comment made on her process video while she adding paint to her jelly plate with a spatula. I told her it reminded me of icing a cake. Oh, yes. You can see a bit of cake in almost anything. All right, so this is the one I already showed you. This one, not super crazy about the orchids, but you know how the orchids, a lot of orchids have those spots. Does my camera look okay? Because it looks a little wonky to me. I'm doing a manual adjustment there. And this little gal, seeing with coloring, you know, it got a little messy down here. Who knows what that is? But see, with doing a background or something, I'm going to cover that right up. And this little gal, looks like I did her lashes. This one. Can you imagine being able to draw like this? Ay, 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 ay. Oh, really, Marty? I think it should be more blended. Now, this little one I started, and I think at the time I may have felt that this was finished, but I think I want to stamp or do a little more on this. This was a transfer. I tried to do a jelly plate transfer. So it looks a little rough, but I like the way it looks. So I'm just going to add to that one. you know, let's just see what we're going to get to. I don't know which ones yet. And then this little cutie pie needs a little something else done. Thank you, Kimberly. And this little gal, now she's partly done. Now this background, I could do that too, just to show you. I put down some splots of watercolor. Jilly, how are you? So nice to see you. Good morning. And then some, you know, this stuff. Plastic wrap, saran wrap. You know what that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm trying to think of. And then you leave it dry, and then when you pull it up, you get some really cool look. So I might do one like that. And then I was just recently watching Robin McClendon, Devin Rex for Art mentioned this series that Robin McClendon was doing. And so I popped one on. And she used her jelly plate with watercolor to put a background on some Rolodex cards. And it was really cool, but I whacked up my one jelly plate. So I'm wondering if I could do that and kind of use it as a stamp, or, you know, put these down and just do little spots. So I'm thinking about that too. So I've got a couple ideas. You guys might have some ideas too. And then this little gal. And this little gal. This one I think is done except for trimming. I don't know if that's getting washed out. It looks a little washed out. I don't know if I can tilt her. But I've got some fabric and some wording and some tissue paper. So I've gotten quite a few finished up. Now, she like that? No, she's different than that other one, isn't she? See, in these books, you get different. You get 2 of each image. See, this is when I started to love. Thanks, Jilly. I started to love orange. Orange is now on my favorite color list. And I don't know what I was doing here, but like maybe I fell asleep or I dripped something on there. But it's all cruddy up here. It's got different lines and stuff. But see, if I do a background, it's going to cover that right up, right? So I've got a box of some fabrics. Of course, I've got more that I can go grab, and some stencils. And then I just saw these. These are Graphic 45 nature stickers, but I might be able to incorporate 1 or 2 of these in one of them. So I'm going to put those to the side. And then I have my new book here that I just put together to store stencils that I want to keep at the ready. So that's here. And I've got some water, I've got some gesso, I've got some golden matte medium. I saw these, so I pulled this out. This is like a washi tape kind of. It's sticky, but it's lacy. So they're cool. I might be able to incorporate some of that. This I purchased because I thought it was really cool, but I've never even opened it. It's one of the Tim Holtz collage mediums, but this one's crazing. I know, her books are so great. When I was in France in the art store, they had her books. Now, I've never had been anywhere where I saw her actual books. I purchased these online. And we were in Europe, we were spending a lot of money, and the prices were about the same, but of course you have to consider the difference in the euro. So they were a little more. So I decided not to get them, but she's got at least 3 or 4 more. Now, some of the images repeat, but I've got a couple of them on my wish list because some of them don't. I mean, she's got one where a little hummingbird's like right in the middle of the air, you know, looking at the little girl. Oh my gosh, I so want to color that. I can't even tell you. You hate having a messy house. Oh, yeah, see, yeah. Not enough to actually clean it, but enough to give it a really disgusting stare from cleaner. Marty, you're my kind of girl. And I will tell you that the paper, see now the back side is smooth. It doesn't say that it's watercolor paper, but this side is a little rougher. And so it's really hard to get. You'll probably see some texture in her skin. It's really hard to get a smooth coverage. Good morning, Judy. So I don't know. Excuse me. I've been having trouble with my coffee giving me a little. Anywho, I want to try to remember to use maybe some of my Foundry Waxes. I've got my pot of gold out that maybe I can trim some out in gold. And so I'll just see. So I've got one that I know I just need to trim. Let's get that one out of the way. Well, maybe I have more than one to trim. This one I think I can stamp on some more and do some more to this little gal. So now these mostly are just, some of them I might have done something with pan pastel, but I don't really remember. I think most of them are just Prismacolor pencils. So this one can be stamped. Let's see here. Now I'm just looking through to think, oh, maybe this one would be cute. If I do the watercolor and the saran wrap, I need to get that one going so it can sit and dry a little while. Oh, hi, Kathy. Good morning. Emanuela, and I'm saying Cologne. She's got about 6 or 7 books out now. Can you see that? My hand here, if it clears it up. Emanuela Cologne. There's Coleridge Wild, 1, 2, and 3. And now she has a 4, a 5, and I think a 6. And I believe she's from France. I may not have that correct, but I believe she's from France. And of course, I think I saw Dee Dee coloring in them first and had to have them. If you like to color like I do, and I know not some people, you know, may just, you know, coloring's okay. But from the time I was a kid, I just really always liked to color. It was one of my favorite things to do. And as an adult, I've just become, you know, over the top with it and about it. I just really, really love it. And when I see things, it's almost like I get a body ache because I want to color it so bad. Now, I don't know. Oh, good morning, Pam. I didn't see you sneak in. So I don't know if she's got any where you can just buy individuals in just a PDF. I don't know. Because I got to have the whole book. Hey, boo-boo. And of course, you know, you could, but like I said, you get 2 of everything. So you could split it with a friend, or you could, certainly you could copy these on a nicer, smoother surface, if that is what you might prefer. All right, so let's set these aside. I think I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to grab a piece of saran, and I'm going to pull out some watercolors. and see if I can not get too messy with it. Not too messy with it. But I'm looking for more or less quick and easy backgrounds to finish up what I have started, instead of, you know, just leaving them blank. Now I did do a couple, and I had them framed, and I had them finished and collaged in the one shop that I had some of my things in. And of course I had Emanuela's name on the back. I mean, somebody told me, and I don't know if this is true, I probably should have researched it myself, but that once you do something to a colored book page, it's yours. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I did. And I don't really know if that's true. Okay, so I'm just digging through my watercolors. I'm not really seeing this screen. Let's see, she's got pink and some blues. I'm going to use my Inktense, because then once it dries, whenever I come back and go on top of it, I'm not going to, Kimberly, you don't like to color, but you like to watch? Oh, that's cool. And you never feel like perhaps you might like to try or divulge? What is it about coloring you don't like? Yes, it's not Glad Rapid. It's a generic, just like a Kleenex. It's not a Kleenex. It's a tissue, right? Ah, you're a scribbler. Scribbler. Very good. I have a friend who years ago said to me, I couldn't color because I would be overwhelmed by trying to choose what color to use. And that was foreign to me. That's not was not an issue for me, but I can see where it might be for people. Some people's. All right. So this one, this little gal here, I'm going to moisten some of my watercolor paints, and I'm just going to drip little spots. I think I probably want to moisten the paper a little bit, because I want the paint to bleed, and then I'm going to put down a piece of saran, scrunch it up, and then we're going to put her aside and let her dry. Now I have been trying to work on some camera settings, so I don't know that I have it worked out yet, but I'm really trying to figure out why my camera keeps popping. And so far, woo! As Keisha would say, the struggle is real, people. Okay. Plastic wrap at the ready. Now I want to stay, I think, in wet the background first. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I want to stay within those colors, I believe. So it looks like I have a blue here that would work. I don't really have a pink, but I've got this like little magenta kind of color. Maybe a wise thing would also be to clean out one of my little wells here. So how is everyone this morning? Welcome to all that had come in. I hope that I have not. Oh yes, but see, in this case, I don't have to worry about it getting real straight and getting it on a dish or a vessel. So that's a plus. I hope I didn't miss anybody coming in. I hope everyone is doing well. That should be good enough. All right, so I think pink, blue, and maybe a little yellow. that yellow over there. This is more of a chartreuse over here. All right, so perhaps I'll go half and half. Do half of her. Okay. Oh, she's popping into shops. How fun. Okay. I don't really want it to bleed into her little face so much. Oh, I did this and I didn't spritz my. Oh, I didn't spritz. I didn't fritzy spritz. That's really soaking that up. Soaking that up. Soaking. All right, now another watercolor brush that I can make some drippy drips. Take a little bit of that white. Tone down some of this pink. Just going to tap it on. Tap, 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 tap. And I want it to stay wet. And some yellow. Oh, I didn't do that side. See how goofy I am? Clean up on aisle 3. Piece of ephemera or collage is going to go right there. Right there, girls. Right there. Almost just did it again. What a goofy goof. And now let's get the other side and a little bit across the top. Now I'll put in some yellow. And then grab some more of my pink. Okay, let's get that plastic wrap down. And I'm going to smoosh it. I don't need it totally covered. I just need a little hint of color because I'm going to do other stuff to it. Now I'm going to put this aside and let this one dry. Now, while I have the watercolor paint out, I thought I might try what Robin McClendon was doing. Of course, she had a big jelly plate. And hopefully I put my jelly plate back where it should be. Now this is the jelly plate I cut in pieces. So maybe I'll use this long narrow piece because that might work better as far as you know, the image and the shape of the pictures. Let's see, I think they're like an 8x8. Yeah, they're 8x8s. Well, not really. They're 8 by 7.5. I guess by the time you tear them out of the little. All right, so I think this little gal, I'm going to consider her finished. So let's put her there. And so now I'm looking for one that has a fair amount of landscape on each side. Some have a little more than the others. I might do a couple like this. Oh gosh, some of them really don't have much real estate, I guess I should say. Oh, that one could work. I think that one could work. See how they turn out. So I'm just kind of prepping to do other things on some of these. She looks kind of, that one looks kind of, like she's got some wide open space. All right, so I'm going to re-spritz here because I didn't spritz all the colors thinking, that I wasn't going to use them, and then I decided to do this. So, cute little story. I missed the story. Barbara super glued her fingers to a Mr. Spock salute, took herself to ER. They were amazed that she could explain so well in a song. All right, so this just has, and you know what? If some of this stuff on this plate should come off, I'm really okay with that, but let me just get a little wipey. All right, so this gal's got, I've got the birds, there's gray, I guess it's a dove, a little pink throat, and she's got just like a medium blonde hair. Of course, I've got the teal in her eye. So maybe I'll go with that same pink again and some teal. And I don't know. I don't know. Is Dana here? Hello, Dana. Hello, Dana. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put some color down, and I think I'm going to try it on the back first, print, and see how it looks before. Good morning, Peggy. Before I ruin the front. Well, yeah, I wouldn't ruin it. Well, I could ruin it, I guess, but I could always paint over it, right? I know, right? And I don't know if you can see, some of them have freckles. I didn't really redo her freckles. Okay, so maybe I should sit them over this away. This away, that away. Should get a paper towel. That might be good. Paper towel. All right, so what did I say? I said I wanted some teal. So I'm just going to scribble on a little bit of teal. And then some of this pink. And that white, that's quite a bit of white in there. So we'll see how it looks. That might be all I really need for her. Let's try it. See if this looks decent. I think I can live with that. What do you think? I think I can. I think I can. All right, so let's do it again. So I had a little bit of that teal. And some of that white, and I have no idea what the names of these colors are anymore. I should have taped the thing to the bottom of the box, but I did not. All right, now if some of it gets on her hair, I'm not going to freak out. If it gets on her face, I might freak out a little. Thanks, Marty. Welcome, welcome to any and all who have come in. Glad you're here. So I need to get up top there a little bit. Although instead of fussing around with it, well, I could go across that way a little bit. Let me do a little, I really kind of like that. Let's do a little ridge. Oh, you know what? Let me go this way. Let me go this way, girls. This away and that away. Ah. So got a little drippage there, but that's okay. It's okay. Now I'm going to do a little bit across the bottom here. So only part way. Let's get a little bit of that pink in there. See how that looks. We'll just could have flipped it down more. And I guess I could really leave it this way. Thanks, Barbara. But you know, I'll be wanting to fuss around with it some more. So now I'm going to turn this back around this way, and that way, and add some of it everywhere, a little bit here and a little bit there. And I hope I didn't get on her face. I did get on her face. I did get on her face. Oh, well. I think I could probably come back with a little color pencil. I don't want to rub it too much because it's not, I don't believe it's watercolor paper because on the back it's kind of peeling a little bit where I did a sample. So note to self, make sure you pay attention. I should have measured and only done half. She looks a bit diseased, but once that dries, I think I can fix it. Or, you know, I'll glue something on top and she'll look lovely. Okay, so she needs to dry too. I'm going to put her up on my keyboard because there's heat comes out of that keyboard. We'll dry her. All right, I'm going to do the same basic thing. Now this one's going to really be fiddly because it's, you know, smaller spaces, and I do not want anything on her little face. Yes, I whacked it, Chili. I whacked it in about 4 or 5 pieces. 4 or 5 pieces. Okay, so this one I'm definitely going to do orange and some green. But I don't want the orange and green to mix because that will be an ugly, poopy color, I think. So I'm going to do my orange first, and then I think I'm going to do this in layers. Let's try it in, you know, layers. All right. So I've got 2 different oranges here. One's an orange, and the other one's a red orange. Let's clean this. Let's clean this little mixy well. As you can tell, I'm a sloppy watercolorist. I'm not really a watercolorist. I just use it for other stuff like this. I don't really know how to watercolor. Cat's out of the bag. Okay. Good morning, Sandra. How nice to see you. How are you doing? Well, that's a good idea, Sandra. I did think about that and then it went out of my head. Okay, I will try that. Excellent idea. All right, so let me load this. I can load it down here. And then, see, Sandra's saying if I use this like a stamp, actually, let me get a smaller one out. Because now that it's wackoed, I have options. I have me some options. Let's get the little one. Let's get the little square. All right, scoot this back in its hidey place. I don't want it to hit the floor. Hidey, hidey, hidey place. All right, I think I'm going to use this side. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of my orange. Just going to use the same type of swishy pattern. And some of the darker orange. And I think I'm going to add in my pink. And I'm going to do it on the back again to see how those colors look together. So not too bad. I think the orange could be a little brighter if I can pick it up. I'm going to just give this a little quick dry. Quick draw, McGraw. Okay. All right, little cutie pie. Let's got a little drippage. Okay, so let's go back. Hey, Zena, look who's awake. Ba, 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 ba. Do, 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 do. Okay. All right, here we go. Now, if some of it gets on the flower, that's okay. You went to bed really late? Is that a news flash? All right, there's a little bit still on here. So I'm just pressing that in. There's little up close and tight areas to get a little bit of that color. No, I was going to put green in here, but I don't think I am now. I kind of like just the orange and the pink. Zena, I woke up and I was trying, and I thought you were still on. It said you were live, but I had to refresh. And I'm like, why is this not letting me chat? Okay. What time did you go off? Oh, you think Steffi has this color book? She's got good taste. Let's go this way. Got a little bit on her forehead, even still. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, so now let's get some of this over here. See, it's still even, it's hard to see. And this, of course, is jiggly. The lightning messed up your night, Gail. Her power went out. Oh, gosh. He lost half of Rosemary's stream. He didn't come on back. Ugh. Till 3 a.m. Oh, my goodness. Around 1:30? Yeah, I think I woke up at 2:30. I'm going to put a little spot in there. I think I need a little more. I'm starting with the pink this time. See, when you put it on the jelly plate, it kind of separates itself, so it's really cool. It makes its own little gyrations. Its own little funky. All right, now this I have to be really careful because I don't want it on her chin. Look, I spattered a little bit. Forgive me, baby girl. Okay, I think hubby's home. Boy, it really got thick on it there. So I'm going to blot. Turn. Maybe I'll do it this way. You never went to bed? Oh my. I thought I did bad. You girls are killing me. Between the late night streams and the sales. Oh my gosh. I'm too old for this jazz. Hi, honey. How'd you make out? All right, so I want to put a little, I've got a little pink there. I've got some of the colors mixed too, which might look cool. Get some of this. Put that down here. All right, let's see. Let's see. Right under her little nose. Goodness me. Now, once this color dries, it's not going to move because I used the ink tints, but it should move a little bit now. It's still wet, right? We're just going to say, oh, well, it's art. Oh, Barbara, he went to the doctors. He went to the docs. Okay, so I think that looks cute, right? So that's got to dry. Now, what do we have with this little girl? I think this is open range as far as colors. So I think I can just do a variety. Maybe a little bit of yellow and maybe some blue. We'll start with that and see how that goes. I'm going to leave those little orangey bits in there. I'm going to check out this blue. Yeah, that's a cool blue. Let's put that down here. And let's get some yellow. That's a little too much in that one spot. Okay, I'm going to go down here. Is Gail leaving? Oh, yeah, she's got to go to the chiropractor. Bye, Gail. All right. Grab a little more of that yellow. And then I got some of that orangey color in from the last stamping. I think I want to put some of this bright green in. Let's see how this looks. I'm going right over the leaf with this one. See, the corner of my plate flipped down on her eyeball. Yikes. Yikes. I kind of like that. Okay. Let's do that again. Maybe I'll put a little pop of how this green will look. Let's put a little pop of that in. Let's just see how it looks. And this I can go full Monty on this one. Yeah, Zayden is a cool name. I never heard of it, really. Got a little bit here. Kind of ran to the edge, so I'm just going to dab that. Really care for the way I did those leaves, so that works for me. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of this blue. And I'm trying to think of how I'm going to flip this, you know, so it hits the spots I need it to hit. My green didn't really come up. And this can overlap for sure. Okay, Zena's going to be right back if she doesn't fall asleep, whatever she's going to do. Okay. I think I'm going to come back in with a little bit of orange and add. So let's do some blue. Some blue, blue, blue. Going back to my yellow. And where I put that green in, it really didn't hit in a good spot. So let's see. I'm taking a little bit of that off because I think that might have been a little too runny. That's better. That's more better. I just want a little bit in here of something, but just a tad. So I'm going to do just this corner. And I'm going to add a little bit of that orange in there too. And then I'm going to dab it. See if I can just get in by her face. It looks like I wiped off most of the orange. See, I have those other colors in there, so now I'm going to just add a little bit of orange here, there, and everywhere. Because I have it over here. Now it looks kind of busy, but you know, for me, I'm okay with that too. But when I go ahead and add other things to it, maybe some stamps or some collage or some paper, you know, it's going to, those things are going to be more of a focal point than the splats. So I think it'll be okay. And they're just for me. So that's that kid there. All right. So we did the watercolor and the saran. Now I just used my jelly plate with some watercolor. So these kids are drying, putting them up on my keyboard. And I'm going to put my intense paints aside. I have stuff everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. All right, so now this one, everybody, I think, has seen this kind of thing where I'm just going to come in very similar to this and just use a stencil and stencil around some of these. And then, let's see, let's do, I want to do this one too. And, oh gosh, I just love them all. All right, so let me just grab a stencil. And then I'm going to grab maybe some peeled paint. And I'm going to use my oxide because I like them. I'm not going to come back in with anything wet per se, I don't think, on these. I think I'm just going to stamp. Got bundled sage. And I know I have an orange. I have 2 oranges, I think, actually. Finally, spiced marmalade. Let's go with that because I don't know where my other one is. I think I have carved pumpkin too. It's always the one that you want to use. Oh, my peeled paint isn't an oxide. All right, well let's try. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with this girl. Let's just see. All right, so I'm going to grab one of my little makeup brushes. And let me pull out, get my dirty paper toweling off to the side. Let's do this little gal first. And let me see what I have here in the way of, I don't think Merry Christmas will work. She doesn't look Christmassy to me. Well, I should color one to look like Christmas. Well, with this lizardy guy around her neck, maybe I'll do this. This looks kind of jungle-ish to me. Is that a word? Jungle-ish? Oh boy. Oh boy. Sit that back. And this should go fairly quickly. So I'm going to start with my green. Oh, how I love green. And I'm just going to tap my makeup brush And I already moved it. Way to go, Lore. If you wanted to, and if you had the right temperament, you could, you know, tape this down. That's not me. I don't know why it's not me. It's just not me. Oh, that looks cool. Cool. All right, I'm lifting up gently because I have a darker. I just thought maybe I should get. I think I have a forest evergreen bough. I think I have another green, don't I? Don't I have another green? Never tried watercolor on jelly? I think I have before, but I don't know in what capacity. I don't remember. Maybe that's the only other green I have. Hold on, hold on. Ooh, this might be an idea. Yeah, forest moss. That's the one. That's the one, girls, I've been thinking. There's my carved pumpkin. Oh, it's so very true that you just make an absolute mess when you're streaming. All right, so I've got that light down. Now I'm going to be good. I'm going to take another smaller. Hey, hi, Dee Dee. Nice to see you. Another smaller little makeup thingy. And just see if I can smudge some on the edges of some of these larger. And it's just random. I'm just doing random. It's going to be subtle. You're not even really going to be able to tell, but I just thought I'd try. Maybe a little bit. I can see it. I can see clearly now. The spots are here. Okay. Keep wiggling that first one. I'm such a masher. I'm just trying to get those little spots. What are you up to today, Dee Dee? Can't believe it's Friday already. We went over and visited with my mom yesterday. Took her out for some supper. That was a bust. I don't think they're really saying she has Alzheimer's. I think it might just be dementia. Oh, but boy, taking her to a restaurant, catching up on some projects. Cool. It's just a struggle for her even to pick out something on the menu. And she can't, like, if you point to her what she's interested in, well, she doesn't really know what she's interested in. So she goes by a suggestion that we've made, you know, just from knowing what she's liked in years past. Although I think her taste has changed a little bit. But our son lives with her, and he interacts with her the most. So he's up on what she, you know, liked last week, you know, that kind of thing. And gosh, it was a struggle. And then she can't remember if we ordered and when we were going to order. And of course, her food came and it really was absolutely horrible. She ordered fish and chips. We went to a Red Robin. She ordered fish and chips. And my goodness, she said it really doesn't taste like anything. And we can't always go by her. Like, even when she was more like herself, she was always kind of, Ooh, did you buy anything cool, or were you just checking out the shops? Anyway, she so I tasted it, and oh my gosh, she was spot on. It was horrible. It was like it was a fishtail. I mean, there you couldn't even hardly chew it. It had no flavor. The batter had no flavor. So we sent that back. And of course, by then she didn't really feel like eating anything else. So, oh, groceries. Oh, okay. Cool. Yes, Emanuela Cologne. That's how I'm saying it. Emanuela Cologne. My third book is Among the Missing. All right, so this is easy to do this kind. Look, I forgot where I was and I put it, but that's okay. I might put some of those right across her little body. And I was thinking I would come in there with some kind of orange. Zena's hungry for a breakfast sandwich. Yeah, that sounds good. You know what I could go for, Zena? I could go for one of those waffle sandwiches. What do they call them? A sizzly at Wawa. Hello. Yeah. Should have had my husband bring. Hey, Aunt Beck. Should have had my husband bring me back one of those. Mixed up chocolate cake. Oh, so Aunt Beck's got the cake. Woo, woo, woo. Happy birthday. Is that your son or your hubby birthday? So I think I'm just going to leave that like that, but maybe which one? I don't know why I got these two oranges because they're really, I don't know if you can tell, but they're really very similar to me. I'm wondering how it would look if I'm just going to edge this very quickly. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Xander. I appreciate it. Have a good afternoon. Okay, Aunt Beck's going to be back. Cool beans. Now, if you don't have like a Tim Holtz stencil and you think, oh, I can't do that because I don't have what she has, well, that may be true, but use what you have. You can always overlap, right? You don't have to, even if you have a little star stencil or if you have some circles or some bubbles, you know. You could do that. Okay, so I kind of like that. I kind of like this. Now this is more of a yellow orange, but that's okay. It's all right. So now she's prepped and ready to go for whatever I might decide to do next. All right. So we've got her. Let's add her to the stack. Now this little Chiquita, I think I'm going to wait on her, but I think I want to have an idea for this little gal. And of course, Indian prints, Indian little, you know, like what she's got on her headdress here. So on this one, I was thinking I would, if I could, I think I pulled it out, but maybe I did not. Let's see, back to my little book here. There it is. I have this. Let's see, I don't know if you can really see it. Do I have that's dark? I can't really see that there either. Trying to find something. Well, maybe just hello. How about that? They're just long boxes. like rectangle boxes. So what I was thinking for this one is to just kind of follow, and I won't do the whole thing, but I'll just give you an idea of what I'm thinking. Stack these babies up. So even if you don't have oh, I missed something. Sorry, Dana. Looks like you're taking care of someone. Aw. So if you don't have, say, like, you know, the oxides or inks and stuff like that that you can use, if you have a little stencil like this, and, you know, you really could cut out a simple one like this, perhaps, if you have an X-Acto knife. I'm just going to take a pencil and my little shape here, and I'm going to trace my little grid. Now I'm going quickly. You can take more time. I'm trying to use light pressure. I don't know that that matters because I don't know how I'm going to finish it off. That one I got a little cattywampus. Now, if I wanted to, I could have put a wash or something underneath this, but for this one, I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that. Okay, so I'm just going to continue that pattern on the background. And then when I'm sitting in my comfy chair, I'm going to come back in with my color pencils. And I think I'm probably going to pick up some of these blues, and I might throw in a teal or whatever. And then once I get the blocks colored in and shaded, I might decide then to go and put a little pattern in them, whether I do a stripe or I might do some circles and kind of try to mimic little rectangles. The thanks, Marty, to kind of repeat the look of her headdress. So that's how I'm going to finish her off. But that's going to be, you know, in my comfort chair. All right, so now I'm going to come back to some of the ones that we have done earlier. I'll put her aside because I'm coming up on, okay, so we're an hour and 15 minutes, and I believe Lena will be coming on. So this is the one we did the watercolor, and then I put the plastic wrap on. So that's dry now. I don't know if putting my hand there makes it better or not. So you can see, you get some cool, and of course I rushed. I could have come in closer. So, I mean, that's a real easy. Most people have a little kitchen plastic wrap. So let's see. I'm going to pick out one of these to then go ahead and work with. I'm really kind of like her. I'm just trying to think what I might have in my stash that might go with that. All right, so really in an hour and 15 minutes, without having too much of a plan, I've got quite a few here ready to go for the next step, right? Oh yeah, a comment would be Faberoni for real. Janet is so good at leaving comments. So very good. Okay, so now to stamp, remember, if you think you're going to come back with any kind of wet medium, even glue, I guess, you might want to use your inks that are permanent and won't run, right? So I'm probably going to use glue, and I don't know what else. So I've got a few things here. Of course, this is my new Timmy stamp, my bubbles. I don't think I'm going to use that in this case. Oh, but I might use this. So I've got some stitches. And I have, as I continue to knock my little things, hubbies in the kitchen, some script, and let's see, what could I have that's I can glue down? Now these are Graphic 45 and they're nature stickers. So, and the coloring kind of goes with what I did here. So, I'm thinking maybe, oh look, see there's some strips here. So I think I might I'll try to use a couple of those. And I want some kind of tissue paper. I've got my Timmy paper down here, but you know what? I've got a big roll of Timmy tissue. Timmy tissue! And it's not, doesn't have color. It's black and white. Let me pull that out. I think that's going to work better. At least I think I have it here if I didn't move it. Oh goodness, it looks like I moved it. Oh, that's too bad, Lori. I keep rearranging, you know, straightening up and trying to get better organized, and I'm doing so well. I can only remember my old spot for things and not remembering the new spot. Plan B might be down here in this drawer, but see, the problem with me is once I get my mind set on a particular idea or item, I have a hard time letting it go. Hard time letting it go. But I am forcing myself to do that right now. This will work just as well because I really just want something neutral, which is like this stuff here. So I'm going to tear a piece of this off. Hi, Nettie. How are you? Nice to see you. All right. I'm just going to use a glue stick, which I'm not usually very successful with, but I'm going to use it today. Let me see if I can easily move those things out of the way. All right, and so now from this point on, it's kind of just whatever you like. Decorate your page with what you have and whatever your taste might be. And I try to just lay some stuff out initially, see if I like it, and then try not to fuss too long, because sometimes if you wait too long, it's hard to make a decision. At least that's for me. That's you know. And in collage, it doesn't have to be right side up unless you want it to be. I personally like to do things in odd numbers. I feel, you know, it looks better to the eye, generally speaking. I'm going to put that right on the edge. And I'm going to want to layer some stuff. I recently made some tinkle tape, and I think I might like to use some tinkle tape. But the other thing that I have a hard time with is cutting things. See, I like how that whole image looks, so I have a hard time cutting and tearing stuff. This one's kind of, this is a sticker too, but I'm not going to tear it if it's on that plastic. And as Dee Dee has taught so many of us over the years, you know, you're better off not using a hard edge and to tear your napkins and your tissues. That's the other thing. If you don't have tissue paper, get some napkins. Even if they're plain napkins, you can stamp on those. There we go. So I'm going to have a little tear with this. The other day when I was doing a standalone video, I was obsessed with the fact that our lawn service was here and making a noise. I kept apologizing because they were right next to the wall outside of where I sit and work. And when I listened to the playback, couldn't hear them at all. And so right now my husband's in the kitchen making noise, which you probably can't hear. So I'm going to ignore it. How do you like me ignoring that? If you don't have napkins, use tissue paper. There you go. It works both ways. See how that works? Thank you, Jilly. This is one of my favorite sets so far. The other thing, too, is, have you ever thought of tea bags? If you dunk your tea, even if you're not a tea drinker, most of us have tea bags laying around. Oh, Kathy, that's so sweet. Thank you. You can stamp on those. You can paint on those. And then once they dry, you can take them down, glue them down like stickers. I'm telling you what, tea bags look fabulous on stuff. Fabulous. All right, so what else do I want to have? Okay, so I'm going to overlap with those. So I'm just going to start gluing these down because I want to get to maybe put a little Foundry Wax on her. I really should have. Let's use this piece of old stamped stuff. Now, hopefully this will dry quickly. This is the purple glue stick that I got this. So when my neighbor needs glue sticks, her eyesight's not what it used to be. And she'll be able to see where she puts her glue down. So that's going to dry. But right now, it's purple. And I don't know if I have a white glue stick here or not. I probably do. I don't know how long it will take this to dry. I just don't know. I just don't usually use glue stick. I'm trying to use it more. So many people are so successful with it. I don't think I put enough on a lot of times. Oh, Barbara. Barbara says the dried tea is wonderful in making faux paper. Ooh. How about that? Girls, there's so much goody stuff when we all hang out together. All right, I'm trying to spin my fickle, oh, is this one? No, they're all, I could have swore I threw a white glue stick in here. I know you all know that it will dry clear, but somebody on the replay may not. Well, you can't really see too much of it right now, right? You know what? I also got her a word search puzzle book because she was so bored, and she's kind of focused on that. So she hasn't tried the glue book yet. So I'm not pressing her. I think she'll get to it. But she's enjoying that other activity so well. We're just going with that for right now. Okay. So that's just some tissue paper, right? And let's see. I was thinking maybe some of these little strips from the I think it's Nature, maybe it says up here, Nature Notebook Collection of Graphic 45. Yes, she seems a little happier these days. This is kind of buggy. Just trying to see which one I might like. I might like this one better. I don't know how this sticks. Thank you, Jilly. I'm not sure how this sticks. I tore that the wrong way. I'm a backwards tearer. I gotta watch my time too. Now this is going to be a little tough. It's going to have a straight edge because it's just too little. And I'll lose most of. I'm going to use it like maybe washi tape. Boy, you know what? That really is going to bother me. Okay, so let's try this. I've got this, but you could use the edge of your scissors, but you have to be really careful, girls. I have this little tool, and I'm going to scrape it. Of course, I'm taking off some of the sticky. Maybe if I cut this off, I could have done this better. And then I'm going to take my little inker. Oh, that's too light. So my son, I shouldn't say my son, I should say our son, had that minor surgery. This is forest moss. Let's get a little bit of this. I don't like those white edges. He has these things I've shared with you before. They're called lipomas. They're like little fatty cysts. He has hundreds of them. So he's had 2 recent surgeries to have. I think the first one he had 5 or 6 from each arm, and then he had, I think, 6 from his torso removed. And he just had 14 removed from his back. Now the back is different, which we didn't realize. He's always just had the torso done. The back is different than your torso because there's not a lot of fat there and your skin's real tight. And he lives with my mom, as I said. But she's short. He's tall. And he was doing pretty good. Oh, look, I got a white edge there. Oh, well. Hey, that looked like it sticks pretty well. I'm an hour away. He doesn't have a girlfriend right now. So he's got no one to help him to take care of these wounds, right? So he had gone with some friends camping last weekend. And he called me and said, Mom, I think my one incision up by my shoulder is infected. So he called the doctor, and they called in an antibiotic to start him on. Of course, he's 2 hours from home. So he had no fever or any of that, so that was good. So then he had to go have the stitches taken out Monday. And the doctor really didn't seem that concerned, which is great. So when we went over yesterday to take Mom out for dinner, and he went with us as well, he said, Mom, when you get back, I want you to clean my wound for me and, put the bandage back on. Girls, you cannot believe this thing. It is now 2 inches long, at least an inch wide. It looks like the crater of the moon. I thought he would leave the stitches in, and just clean it up, and then with the antibiotic it would, and then go back. No, he took the stitches out, so it boinked all the way open. It's horrible looking. They say it's going to be all right, though. That's what they say. All right, so I was thinking maybe a little life is the flower, love is the honey. I don't really have any bees on there. Let's say this world is but a canvas to our imagination. That might be cute on here. Of course, I'm not really going to see it. Let's pull it off, and I need a pokey tool, or oh, I know. I've got this little Jazzermas size. So he did a little too much, and the nurse had said to him, try not to move. So he's still not able to go back to work. Because even, I said to him, when you stub your toe or you do a little paper cut, for a couple of days, you're just amazed at how that, no matter what you do, it kind of affects that part of the body, right? So every little movie makes a kid feel it in his shoulder. And his dad said, I don't know why you're not out in the yard picking up those. He's like, Dad, when we get back from dinner and you see my wound, you might understand a little bit more. Dad's like, oh, I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible looking. But they say it will heal from the inside out. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll put that little sticker up there. All right, so now I want to stamp a little. How are we doing? I still have a little time. So let's put that back. And I just pulled out. See, I made this to go in a glue thing, but it's too big. So now I can use it for a mini pokey tool. I wish I knew where I put my tinkle tape. I know I have. I think a little piece of tinkle tape would look cute on here. I could make another piece real quick. Oh, I find it. Okay, let's see. Let me pull off a little strip of this. What did I do with my? Here we go. My little X-Acto. Barbie, you could do stand-up comedy, I think. You are too funny. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. Just have a little piece. Now, sometimes, we watch videos and we say, oh, I couldn't do that because she's this or she's that. I do it myself. We all have our favorites, and a lot of it has to do with practice. But in this case, some of it has to do with just overlapping. Don't just paste your stuff down in separate places. Now, the girls here watching live, they know that. This is mostly, I'm saying to people that may be watching the replay. You know, if you're new to this kind of art or whatever, you know, there's always a learning curve, number one. Number two, overlap. Don't just stick everything down separately. And I think you'll like your results a little better. Okay, so there's some tape. All right, now see if I can find a juicy stamp pad. So I'm going to do a juicy stamp pad, and then I think I'm going to use some of my Foundry Wax. Maybe I'll use some of that. Oh, I don't want to grab the wrong scissors there. Let's see. Janice Glines. Hi, how are you? So nice to see you. Did I miss you coming in? Oh, I'm so sorry if I did. Oh, that's probably making the... I don't know why. It's easier for me to cut from the back. Okay. So I need some ideas of what I'm going to do with these because it's an odd size. You know, I know I could slip them in. I have those, I guess I could trim them and punch different holes. Ooh, that's an idea, huh? Those page protector pocket thingies. I have a whole bunch of those. I could slide them in, and then maybe I might have to visit that. Janice, are you at work? Okay, so what was I doing? Okay, stamping. I need an ink pad. I have this little VersaFine. I think I'm just going to use that one. So I'm going to put some script. I did have it. Where did I move it to? This is a Stampin' Up! Oh, so sorry, sweetie. What time is it? No, so you still have probably a good rest of the day, right? At least half of your day. All right, so I'm just going to ink. This is a Stampin' Up! French script, I think they call it, that I took off the block. And then I cut it. So now I don't want the straight edge. That's just a personal thing. I want it to look like this. I want it to look I don't know how to explain that. Not even. So I'm just tapping around on my, and I don't mind if some of this gets on her face, the lettering. I really don't. So let me start over here. And then just whatever I stamp down, I get. This I'm going to put it's a little lighter on her face. Okay, it's starting to come together, I think, a little bit. Now I'm anxious to use my stitching stamps. I just think these are adorable. So maybe I'll put a stitch here and maybe a stitch there. So let's see. This one here's got a bunch of threads, which I think is cool, right? Now this has not been popped out yet. And I don't want to tear it. So, oh, it's coming out pretty easy. Okay, I haven't stamped with this one yet, so I'm going to do the big clump there, I believe. And then I'm going to do this one I've already used. Maybe I'll just do the stitch lines down along that side. And I've made such a mess in my drawer. Oh, there it is. I didn't think I was going to be able to grab this out. I did. Okay, that's good. Now I was thinking I would also like to put a little bit of fabric on here. So I don't know how that's going to go. That might be a last minute thing. All right, so I'm just going to put that on and I'm only going to ink this part. I'm going to see how it stamps. Excellent. So you can see, you can easily get lost in doing something like this. And you can do as little, hey Carol, nice to see you. You can do as little or as much as you like. Whatever floats your boat, as they say. I know, these are a birthday gift. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled with these. Okay, so that's not too bad either. And just pressure down. Don't wiggle. Try not to wiggle. Try not to wiggle. Cool. Love those. Love those. Thank you, sisters, dear. They probably aren't watching. Oops. All right, let's cap that back up. And then I forgot I had these set aside, pulled out. And I'm just noticing the color kind of goes. There was 3 of these. I think I used up. There was a light yellow. I think I used all that one up. I don't know. We'll see. This might be a little, that might be a little too heavy for me. I kind of like that on top of that border. It kind of takes away from the hard edge. All right, let's see. Did I put my, yeah. Gosh, when I put things back where they belong, I'm so shocked. And I'm not sure how well this is going to stick either. I do not really need fabric, but I just, well, not that you really need any of it, but I just like it. So I'm going to get another little piece over here and stay uniform to what I'm doing. Kind of cover up that one, at least one. I mean, I did rough it up a little bit. I roughed it up. And then I knocked them out of the tree. Okay. And so I'm just tearing. Slinky toy for every girl and boy. Christmas? We're doing Christmas? I'm trying to see. Got the wrong glasses on. Sometimes when you tear that, the other ones worked out pretty good. There we go. separating it from its backing is crazy sometimes. Crazy. And the other thing is too, really, if you really wanted to, you could use that as a little stencil. Just saying. A little stencil. Okay. So this is what we have so far. Oh, when I pulled it, it looked like a slinky. I don't know why I liked Slinky as a kid. I liked the Slinky. Okay, so I'm liking this green. I love this green fabric. And this is just, you know, a little bit of, oh, look, here's even littler pieces. Oh, look, I've got a chunk of, yes, 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 chunk of gauze. Who's leaving? Bye, Janet. Nice to see you. Have a great evening. Still thinking about that apple pie. All right. Let's just, because I can, I'm going to put my glue gun on. I think I might just do a little something something down here. Oh, you will not be disappointed. I love them. I love them. All right, let's see if I have something. See, I kind of like that, but he's way too large. Maybe I need a contrast. Woo! I don't know. I might be on the fence about this here little cluster. All right, so what I'm thinking is, oh, absolutely, Kathy. I wonder if I'm thinking about taking some of this gold and hitting the edges. I'm also thinking about taking a little bit of gesso on my finger and squishing in a couple of spots. And I'm thinking about taking some of the Foundry Wax and using that for those little, they're black. I colored them black, but they could be gold, could they not? You don't want to look. Zena, you got some really good deals. The other day, what, yesterday? Did you shop yesterday or? There we go. There's a gold. I want the gold, I think. Sorry. Sorry for that accidental boob intrusion there on my screen. Sorry. I don't know. I think the tomato paste might be a little too dark. I don't know. All right, so I got this gesso out. And this is like getting way down in there. It's getting way down there. Way down in there. So I'm thinking, let's just put everything on here but the kitchen sink. I want it to be subtle. Subtle. My finger's too fat. I can put a little on the edge here too. I don't know how that will be once I hit it with the gold. Hit it with your best shot. Alrighty. That could be alright. Okay, let's see here. I hate wasting that, but I'm not going to have time to fiddle around with it. Okay, this is going to be... Oh, it opened! Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, I'm taking the other end of my little cotton bud. I don't know if this is the stuff Mary uses or not. I think I probably bought the wrong stuff. This is called Matte Metallic. It's Americana art, Americana Deco art stuff. Flat metallic paint. So you have to kind of stir it, you know. I don't know if the carbon stamp would be for me. Oop, especially doing little, well, I guess little in and out stitches might be easier than some stuff. All right, so let's see. Oh, I don't want to drip it on her. We best go this way. So the drippage is on, you know, the outside, not across. Can you guys even see that? I'm just doing it in spots. Now this is, I'm going right over where I put some of the gesso, which I think kind of looks cool. All right. Now I have to remember that that's wet. And if you don't like to get your hands messy, perhaps mixed media might not be for you. Just saying. All right, now somewhere, and I think I do know where, I've got sorry, I had to take a sip. I've got those little markers to do embossing. And I know there's people that just use water. I've listened to people that say they just use water. Yeah, it's fun to use your finger for painting the edges. I did that with the gesso. I could have wiped that gold stuff on my finger as well. I just hate once I stir it. I hate to waste what I have on a stir, because usually with this stuff I'm only using a little bit, right? It's not like I'm painting a whole. All right, let's see. This is going to depend on if I know where my pencil. Oh, there it is. It's not a pencil. It's a marker. It's a marker. All right, so let's see, little girl. All right, this is Foundry Wax. This is also a Ranger Distress product. Oh, I don't think I need it. I don't need the pencil for this. That's right. This is, oh, I could actually put some kind of glazing, the glazing stuff on here. Oh, here, now you can hear it, right? All right, so what I'm thinking is I need a little, and I think I have to go pretty quick with this. I need a little brush. I'm just going to put it on the lid of my, because when I squirt this out, it's going to be a big blob. I don't want a big blob. I want to do little specks. So I might have to do this in shifts. I'm spreading them around. I'm putting my arm in the gold that I put down the bottom of the page because I already forgot. Okay, now I'm going to get my heat gun. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There you go. They popped already. Okay, I'm going to come in and do the rest. Whoops, wrong brush. I'm going to come in and do the rest. Oh my goodness, I just dripped water on it. Do the rest of these. Note to self, do the gold border last. So girls, I think Lena probably will be coming on. I'm going to just take a minute. If you have to scoot, if Lena's coming on, that's fine. But I'm going to take a minute on my recording here to go through what we've done today. This stuff is so freaking amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm trying to get it where you can see it well. Okay. Let's see if I got a hot glue gun working down here. This was an afterthought. I should always know to plug it in. To be at the ready. Be at the ready. So I'm just popping down my gauze. My little pieces of fabric just to get some fiber on here because I like it. I like the fiber. And I'm going to call this one done. So earlier we used watercolor and some plastic wrap. Let me see, what did I do with them? All right, which one was she? This was the plastic wrap. I wet the surface just slightly and then dripped on some watercolor. And I'm going to, when I finish this one up, I'm going to add some little feathers here to her. And then I took a stencil and I just traced the pattern on. This one I'm going to go back with a pencil and then maybe put little designs in some of those boxes to kind of recreate the look of her headdress. This one and this one we put, oh, did I do three? We put watercolor on pieces of my jelly plate that I whacked it up. I whacked up my jelly plate and printed. So then these will get more, you know, they'll get some ink and some paper. And of course this gal, which we finished. We took a stencil and did some oxide and rubbed through the stencil, stamped, put on some tinkle tape, some stickers, some washi, and then a little cluster down here. So not too bad for having just woke up, right? All right, ladies, thanks for joining me. I so enjoy your company. And have a great afternoon. Let's see, it's Friday. I'm assuming all is well at Mary's, and she will be on later this evening. Oh, really? Tim's video with the wax with skulls? Yeah, I'll bet it does look cool. Sweet. All right. For those of us who are up with Zena late into the wee hours, we may need a nap. Thank you to my mods. I appreciate you so very much. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.